welcome to another episode of Surround Yourself with Greatness. Over the past few weeks, I've been interviewing some of the options traders that I know because I want to learn their stories. I want to share their journeys with you. And also, it's a good way for us to just get a scoop as to what's happening in the trading world. So today, I have my African brother, Gideon Osei, all the way from Ghana, but he's in Canada right now. So I think this is a great episode for people in Canada who are thinking about trading, because I think Gideon will jump into some of the tools and platforms he uses. Gideon, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, brother. I'm good. What about you, please?
I'm doing well. I'm really excited to have you here today. And like I just shared, I've been bringing people to this platform to really talk about trading options. So let's just dive right into it. So when did you start trading options?
Well, my journey started before the middle of 2023. Right, I
Okay.
got a mentorship, Yeah, so after the mentorship, that my journey of trading started. Yeah. But from
So,
there, like I was into a stock market, right? Yeah, from work, a friend of mine, introduced me to the stock market, but I didn't know about trading back then, right? That was even before COVID get heavy, right?
Right.
But I didn't know about option, right? But I was like, the stock market, like my shares are going down, and I go on the internet and I see people like making money here and there. So I was like, what is going on? Like, what am I doing
Right.
wrong? Right.
What am I
Yeah.
missing?
Yeah. So, I was that curious about it, and I kind of like, dig into it and do my research. And I realized that, oh, there is something called like, stock option, right? Yeah. So I kind of like really look into it, and I started my journey right from there. That was 2023. June, July. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been trading since the summer of 2023. So basically, at this point in time, it's maybe 7 months into the market.
Yes, please.
Walk me through some of the wins you've had over the past 7 months. Have you been able to make $500 a day, $1,000 a day? Just help me understand what you've been able to see happen for you personally over the past 7 months.
Yeah, so with my journey after the mentorship, I have had good days. I've had days that I make a 1,200K, right? That's
Wow.
200, yeah. So, sometimes, 700, 200, 300, yeah. So I've had good days, during my journey.
So think about this, right? You didn't know how to trade. 7 months later, you now have this skill where you can go into the market, see an opportunity, place your trade, and you have the potential to make $1,000 a day. How life-changing is that to have learned a skill that has given you this ability to make money in the market whenever you get into the market?
Yeah, that's a good question. It is crazy because I said to people like, school is more focused on developing of our intellect more than our awareness, right? So a person doesn't make $50,000 a year because they want to make it, but because they are not aware of how they can make $50,000 a month, right? So when I find out that no, I can make money so quick, trading option, right? I recall when I first make my $750, yeah, that day when I was walking in the mall right beside my house, I felt like a king. I was like, this is crazy. Like, within
You couldn't
like
believe it.
less than an hour, I couldn't believe it, right?
Right.
So that was crazy. So when I became aware that, oh, there is a way that I can do this, then I kind of like dive more into it to learn this skill.
Right. No, that's a similar journey with me too, right? Because I'm also from Africa, and in Africa, you're calculating those numbers as to like, oh, if I can make $700 per month, right?
Yeah.
Life would be amazing. I can do so many different things. And now you're talking about, oh, I can make $700 per hour, or in 20 minutes, in 5 minutes, depending on the move that you catch. So it's definitely life-changing. And would you say that trading options, anybody can do it, or you need to have a special skill or it takes a special quality? Like in your eyes, what does it take in order for you to become a trader?
Okay, let me start with your first, because I think everybody can do it if you really want to do it, right?
Right.
Because there is a saying, whatever your mind can conceive, your hand can receive it, right? So it's
No,
like
no, 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 no,
whatever.
no. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. You need to repeat it for those in the back. You need to repeat it for those in the back.
Yeah, I mean, there is a saying, whatever your mind can conceive, your hand can receive it, right? So I'm a strong believer that whatever you want to achieve in life, right, you can do it. You just have to put in the work, right? Somebody once said everything was created twice. It was first created in your mind, right? And then physically it manifests, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I also believe, I mean, if you wanna go on that part of trading, like you gotta be really disciplined, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I realized, like, in my journey, I didn't even know much about myself, right? But when I get into the space of in the space of trading, I realized that I gotta know me. I gotta know who I am, right? Because all those things are gonna trigger, like, on the trading platform, right? Because I didn't know I was greedy. I didn't know I was impatient. Like, if somebody were to tell me all these kind of things about me, I'll be like, no, that is not true, right? But during my journey of trading, like, I kind of realized that, no, these are some kind of things that I got to work on, right? Yeah, so being patient in the market is key.
The thing with trading is that, and money in general, it really exposes who you are, right? So, like, let's say if you're an asshole but you're poor, you can't really show it, right? But then once you have money, like, people then really see your true colors. If you're a giving person, people will see that you're a giving person when you have more money, because now you have more money to give. So it's the same thing with the market, so to say, because when you're in the market, it tends to reveal certain traits, good and bad, that you have. And the cool thing about that is that once it's been revealed, you have the opportunity to work on them. Like, I used to struggle by being impatient. So, like, I'm talking about entering into trades at like 9:31 type of impatient, or like 9:30, like 10 seconds. Like, I'm already like entering. But then the more I kind of like looked into my trading journal and looked into the trades and the days I lost money, it was literally those days where I was impatient. And there was a time when I was in Europe and I was trading, but because of the time difference, I was entering into the market around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because, like, let's say I'm with my family, we're doing stuff, and the market opens, and I can't really get on a computer to trade. But what I realized was that the times when I would enter into the market, like around 11 a.m., those were the days I was like super profitable, because I would enter. The market has already established its structure, it's established its direction. I don't have this rush to say, like, oh, let me enter, because now I'm really looking and seeing, like, oh, okay, I need to wait. And it just enabled me to really start building this muscle of patience. And then I got to a place where I was like super consistent, and I started building overconfidence. And then I humbled you, and like, I got humbled by the market. So the market will humble you, and it will put you in the right place. So that's good to know that you've been able to learn some of these cool things about yourself. Now, what are some of the tough days or tough challenges that you've faced while in the market?
Yeah, I mean, I would say discipline, right? Discipline, like, I'm really lacking discipline, and like, as I'm talking to you right now, it's something that I'm working on. I mean, going on with my journey, right? Because like, I will be in the market, I will enter a trade, like, even if my stop loss will hit, and I'm just still there hoping that, like, it will reverse back and go on my way. Like, sometimes to, like, it leads to greed, right? Maybe my take profit will hit, right? And I want more, right? By the time I realize, it will just reverse back on me, and
you lose the money, right?
Everything, right? So like,
so you end up giving back to the market what
giving back to the market, because of greed and not being disciplined, right?
I feel you there. So how are you working on it? Since you said you're working on it, what are some of the tools and tricks that you're deploying to get this issue taken care of?
Yeah, so I feel like I need to like, I mean, know who I am, right? And it's like there are so many things that like I realize that I got to like add to my life, right? About like personal development, right? So it's like trading have lead me, and it have bring so much to my life right now. Like so I'm so big on personal development, right? So it's like I'm the guy now, okay, fine, I need to go to the gym, right? And not just going to the gym. Okay, I want to be at the gym at this time. I want to, let's say, work out for an hour, be at home. You understand? Like, okay, I schedule my time. I need to read my book. I need to read my Bible because I'm a believer, right? You know, I need to pray to God. I need to do this at this certain time, right? It's not just like, I mean, you saying you want to do it, but what time are you going to do and what time are you going to spend on doing it? And like when you master those things, it's going to help you in your trading. Okay, I'm going to enter this trade, right? This is where I want to enter. This is where I want to exit, right? So when you start that discipline outside of trading, I mean, it gonna like, I mean, reflect in your trading, right? Because it's like you've stuck it, right? So it have been a habit, it have been part of you. So you want to follow it, because the moment you try not to follow your rules, you break the law, you violate whatever you said you want to do, right? And it's gonna lead to so many kind of like unnecessary losses in the market. And you want to preserve your capital, you want to preserve your mental capital, so you don't want that, right? So discipline is something that like I'm still working on, because like we got to study every day, right? You know, knowledge is progressive. Like whatever you think that you know, somebody knows more than you, right? So you can't say, okay, fine, I have this idea, I have this knowledge, so that is it. No, you got to keep on repetition, right? Learning every day, learning different things, learning from so many people, right?
That's so true, and I appreciate that you've shared this. So you're trading in Canada and you're trading options. What are some of the platforms in Canada do you use to trade?
So right now I'm using an interactive broker right now that I'm using, but we also have the Wealth Simple, and we have a Quest Trade, right? And right now they've launched a Reboot in Canada, but just that, I mean, you can't use it to trade right now, but you can buy shares like with stocks and all those kind of stuff. But trading option with Reboot right now, I mean, it's something that they're working on. And I know with time, they're gonna like, I mean, bring up the trading platform on their apps.
Oh, wow. So Webull is now in Canada?
Yeah.
That's really good. And what are your goals for 2024 with your trading?
Well, my goals for 2024 is that, I mean, I want to take my trading journey to the next level. Like, I want to be consistent. I want to be consistent in my trading and aside like my personal life, because I know that if I'm doing well in my personal life, it's gonna reflect in my trading, right? So it's like I wanna be a point whereby right now I have a side job right now, so I'm not trading full time. So I want to be a point in 2024 whereby, you know what, I'm good. I don't need my job anymore. I can only depend on trading, right, to buy back my time.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good perspective to have, and I think with trading, it's just a matter of a couple of things. The first thing is compounding your account, right?
Yeah.
If you compound your account to a point where you now have decent scale, I think becoming a full trader becomes something that's realistic. And then the next thing is just the consistency and the discipline. Like, how much money are you trying to make each month? So let's say your target is 10,000 a month. All you need to do is just consistently do an average of $500 a day. If you do $500 a day for 20 days, that's 10K.
Yeah.
And 10K a month is 120,000. That's what a lot of people pray for. Like, I want to make 10,000 a month.
Yeah.
You know, but they're working on a lot of hours. With trading, you could have a little bit more control on your schedule and how much you work. So it's definitely doable. But my biggest thing with any goal is similar to what you talked about, which is if you can conceive it, you can receive it. I think it starts by you believing that you could do it.
Very true.
If you do not believe that you can make $10,000 a month from trading, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, that's
Might
true. I
happen
believe.
by accident, but consistently, it'll be tough. So I think
Yeah.
just having the belief that this could be a vehicle that could get you there, I think is super important. So have you been sharing your trading journey with your friends, with other Africans, with people within your community so that people can start to realize that, hey, this is something that could be an option? Because when I left home in Africa, my parents were like, hey, when you go to America, when you get a job, work hard and keep that job. Don't lose it. Don't lose your job. Don't
Yeah.
lose your job. And here I am. I'm like, I actually left my job because I want to just trade and help people who want to become
Yeah.
traders. But for them, it's like, what are you doing? So in your own world, have you been telling people about some of your successes? And if so, how is that being received?
Yeah. So I mean, I've told a couple people like especially like the young ones, right? Because I have
Mm-hmm.
so much passion for the young ones, right? Because I feel like they need guidance, right? And like a lot of young people, like I mean, they are not taught well, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like when I see them, I begin to like talk to them like about personal development, like whatever they want to do with their life and all those kind of stuff, right? Yeah, I would tell them like what I'm doing, right? But that doesn't mean you should follow that path, right? But you got to find whatever that fit for you, right? I remember
Right.
one time I was talking to one guy about trading, right? So me and him have a conversation about it, and so the following week he told me, "Yo, bro, I mean, you remember the conversation that me and you were having?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." He said, "Yeah." He just opened a brokerage account, right? And he's on
Right.
YouTube learning about trading, learning about the market. And I said, "Yeah, I mean, that makes me proud because that is all what we want to see, right? We don't want
Right.
to be working for the rest because we were taught how to work for money, but we were not taught how to make money work for us, right? So it's like if we find out that key, we got to educate. The people who are coming to we got to educate our society, our friends, and all those people who doesn't have that mindset about money, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's so true. So my question for you is, um, what do you do with some of your profits? Do you invest it in other things? Do you go splurge? Do you go to Accra to Sky Lounge and make it rain? Do you nice? I see you have a nice haircut. Are you having a barber come to the house and do some of that shaping and stuff? What do you do with your profits right now?
Yeah, so I mean, I reinvested, right? Because as I said
Mm-hmm.
before, like I also, buy share stocks, right? Aside,
Right.
trading option, for long term, right? So I take some of my profit and I reinvest it in what? In my other stocks, right? In those same companies rather than, option, right? Because,
Right.
with shares, it's less risky, right? Than leaving all your money in what? In an option. Option, you make the money fast, but it's very risky too, right? Yeah.
So if I'm
So
understanding you right, what you're doing is you're using options to generate money for you. So think of it as an ATM. So
yeah,
options is that money printer that gives you some profits, and you take those profits and you invest in the long term.
yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's actually quite smart. What advice would you give to someone who's interested in starting their journey of trading options and they don't really know where to start?
Yeah, first of all, I would say, if they find it interested in doing it, I think they should find a mentor.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I think they should find a mentor. It's very important because the blueprints have already been laid out, right?
Right.
So you just have to go to the people who sell it and buy from them,
Right.
right? Yeah. So there are people like who is more skillful in this industry, right? And when you find people like that, you just have to pay them for their service and learn from them, and it is gonna help you from the errors and everything that when you trying to learn your own. You will get it, but maybe if it's gonna take you 5 years for you to master this craft, by a mentor, it can cut half of those years away, right?
Yeah.
So it's very good to find a mentor and learn from what? And learn from them, right?
I 100% agree with you. Like, a mentor can compress decades into days.
Yeah.
So things that will take you 10 years to try to figure out on your own, you really sit down with the right mentor in a couple of weeks, you're like on your way. Like, you
Yeah.
can go in and you can hunt on your own.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the cool thing about getting a mentor. Now, the market has been a little bit interesting past couple of days. Right now, it's kind of like raging.
Yeah.
What are you excited about right now? You know, I know you usually trade SPY. I know you look at other things.
Yeah.
So what are you excited about right now in the market?
Oh, like this morning, I was just watching the market, but like I didn't really like kind of like find my setup, right? And that is one thing that I've learned, like, over the months that I've been trading. Because before I could have just jumped in blindly without even finding my setup or whatever it is, right? But right now, like I've kind of like find some confluence that when I see this, okay, fine, this is my setup that is happening. Then I jump into like for an entry or whatever it is, right? But I'm more patient as in whatever is going on, right? Because SPY is doing his thing, right? Because I only trade SPY, right? So I'm always watching.
Oh, really?
SPY. Yeah, I only trade SPY. So I'm always watching it, but it's just doing its thing, right? And I'm just being patient and just when I find my setup, I take an entry. But if I don't find it, I just call it a day, right?
That's good. Well, thank you so much, my brother, for joining me here. I think I actually hope your video is going to serve as inspiration, mainly because I think for a lot of people, they're afraid to go into the market and trade because they hear things like it's risky. It is risky, but a good friend of mine defines risk as running into situations knowledgeless. So if you go into a situation knowledgeless, you're going to get clapped. But if you're willing to spend the time, learn the craft, build your knowledge base, you can now go into the market and you know what you're looking for. And when those setups manifest, you have an opportunity for you to make an unlimited amount of money. So I wish you success in your trading journey. And I know you and I were in the same trading community. So I look forward to seeing some of your wins and some of the things that you're going to be sharing in the group. But I wish you success, my friend.
All right. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother.